HR is a hugely important consideration. Your plan's always got to think about HR, and you need to assess your current HR needs. Can you afford to keep all of the existing team on board? With your change product or service mix, do you need to recruit new people, acquire new skills? And all that impacts on your HR. So you'll need to clarify your desired team structure before you look for new employees. You should reshape possibly new roles based on what the business needs, rather than attempting to shape existing people into new roles, round peg, square hole, and all that. But the focus going forward, start with your business, see what it is you really need to do, and then work it down through HR from there. Having the wrong person in a role can be incredibly damaging in the long run, both for them and your business. Sometimes, if someone doesn't fit, you're best to deal with that through an HR process. Assessing your HR needs with each of those 10 departments we were talking about, went through them before, is a great way to future-proof your organization and structure. It's really key to everything. If you don't have an HR advisor to hand, there are various things out there, but we can recommend people if you need. Just be very careful in the HR area. Perhaps think about your business as a bus. You're the driver and the team members are the passengers. Who's currently on it? Who's definitely along for the ride? And who needs to get off at the next stop? Perhaps your bus was a double-decker, but needs to be downgraded to a single-decker or even a minibus in order to survive. What's going to happen to your business when furlough ends? Start planning for that and working through what your scenarios are going to be. Apart from being the driver, are there any other responsibilities you should take on? In other words, you might find that with reduced sales or a change in product mix, you might have the capacity to put back some of the hats that you previously didn't have and take back on. That, of course, makes it more difficult for business owners and makes it more difficult to work on the business rather than in it, but you've got to consider that. For example, you might be able to take on more of a sales role instead of employing a salesperson full time. Or maybe you could outsource your marketing instead of having an in-house resource, or partial outsourcing to free up roles where someone can have a mixed role. Lots of things that can be done. You may have already reduced the size of your team, possibly significantly, and now need to recruit again to keep the business moving. There's various government resources out there with apprenticeships and so on that can help at a lower level, and training. So keep an eye on that, and keep an eye on our regular mail outs and email shots that have got all those details in. Either way, every business should be reviewing their HR needs and ensure that the bus is the right size, so to speak, with the right passengers on board, and that together you're in the best possible space to support each other to help move the business forward and perform and achieve those goals that you've set out. Team well-being, individual well-being is highly important. And what we call a healthy mind platter is a great concept to keep front of mind in all times, challenging times in particular, to ensure that you're looking after your health and your team's well-being. And remember, of course, that you're part of this team, so you've got to look after yourself too. In fact, business leaders, you could say, you've got to look after yourself even more because you're carrying others more than before on your back. So a healthy mind platter is made up of 7 activities, which we should do, I'm suggesting, daily to support a healthy mind. And these are physical time, exercising and moving our bodies. Don't be sedentary. Downtime or chilling out, where we intentionally let our minds wander. Perhaps for you, it could be listening to music or drawing or reading. Some playtime, where we do something fun, like to be childlike perhaps and encourage joy and happiness. If you've got children, sure, an example might be having, say, a Nerf war or dressing up. And even if you're adults, maybe the same thing. Sleep time is an obvious one, but it's crucial to remind ourselves of the importance of getting 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep every night. It's a fair number, but it's important. Time in. Now, this is spending time reflecting inwardly, maybe writing a journal of your thoughts or doing some yoga or meditation. We need focus time. So that's focusing on one thing, but with discipline. And lastly, connecting time is essential, both connecting with other people and with nature. So there's a lot of things here. Well, 7, it's not that many, but you might think that this is a bit overwhelming, but please don't be overwhelmed by these 7 activities, because really, I mean, apart from sleep, just 5 to 10 minutes of each day will definitely help you maintain a healthier mind, and some things that you do will tick more than one box. For example, playing with your kids outside might represent physical and connection time. So things can cut across the lot. But have a real deep thought about what you're doing, especially as the summer's on its way. Things should become easier to do. So what are you currently doing to support your team's well-being? And what could you start doing? We recommend talking with your team about how they're coping. A great way to understand their well-being needs is to do, say, a team reflection survey. And we've got a template for this that we're happy to share with you. By reflecting on their experiences over the last 12 months, you'll be better equipped to support them and ensure they're in the right frame of mind to be productive. And the more productive and in a better frame of mind they are, then the better your business will be.